First and foremost, welcome back to Living Equity, you guys. Give it up for yourself. It's been a long week for me. Been outside in that sun. I've been baking in that sun. I have a total new respect for those individuals who work in construction. Like a total new respect for you guys. I'm going to make this one pretty short, man. This is not going to be a long one. I got a lot of things I still got to get done, and I doubt I'm able to get it done in the time I need to get it done with all the things that I'm juggling. But I still found the need to get on here and talk my stuff this Trust Talk Thursday. Trust Talk Thursday. The GOAT has arrived. Living Equity Podcast, man. Fishers of men and women. I am not a lawyer, and this is not a law firm. If you need yourself an attorney, I advise you to go seek yourself a competent attorney, okay? I've graduated, and I'm still going to go back. I'm sure a lot of you know that. And I appreciate all the love that you guys gave me. It's not over, That's just a little small achievement to the many goals that I have in mind. That being said, on this Trust Talk Thursday, we're going to get straight to it. We're not going to waste a lot of time here. When it comes to dealing with trust, there's a lot of attorneys out there that might say, hey, you need an X amount of money to have a trust. This is not true. You do not need a certain dollar amount to have a trust. You do not need a certain dollar amount to have a trust. I believe everybody should have a trust because it'll avoid a lot of things that are hard to avoid if you don't have a trust. If you are incarcerated, if you end up in a hospital, if you are on your, deathbed or in the grave, right? It does a lot that you don't have to worry about yourself, right? Or if you're even going to be worrying, because you might be in the ground. But the family, you don't have to worry about it. It settles family disputes and issues that may arise about who should get what and why they feel like they should get what. But, they can't go against your word, and they can't get mad at the next person for getting what they're getting. I mean, though it does still happen. But the real person they're going to look at is the person who left it behind, which is the grantor of that said trust. Now, people are emotional, so people still may have a grudge against the next person who received more, but it still kind of, eliminates the battles between the two parties if it ever led to a court situation, which gets sticky. It becomes public information, and you don't want your information out in the public most of the time, and your family issues in the public. I mean, look at a lot of the famous individuals who pass away. A lot of them, you would think that they have an estate plan. They don't, one of the, I forgot his name, not Offset, Takeoff. Is it Offset? No. I forgot the other dude's name, man. Listen, don't judge me. I'm not a Migo fan. I know them, know their songs, but I be for, they're not in my mind to where I got to remember every last one of them. They ain't thinking about me. So I'm sorry, guys. Just sorry, but I thought about you because unfortunately, this is an example that I'm trying to show here is that he passed away. One of the members passed away. He didn't even have a will or trust in place. And now that money's in probate, right? The family's fighting over it. I mean, we can go down a list of how many famous actors, songwriters, singers, producers, you name it, inventors die without having these things in place, and you think because they have money they'll have it, and that's a false thing to believe. Just because you have money, it may open doors for you to be able to be obtain and get that information, but overall that doesn't mean you have that information. Doesn't mean you are equipped with the information. It just open doors to give you more opportunity if you have money to be in those spaces and those circles, because honestly you can learn the best information from a poor man. Yes, you can. You can learn the most precious information from someone who doesn't have much, right? So, but and even if that person doesn't have a lot, that doesn't mean that they don't know or bad in the business areas of their lives or whatever, not familiar or educated in that area. They may just have some habits that took them down the wrong path, addicts, etc. And this is not me trying to get into mental health talk or the social talk, anything about the world. I'm just kind of giving you an idea of, even though because you have money doesn't mean you know it all, and doesn't mean you have it all to your reach, etc. But again, crawl before you walk. besides trying to get the glitters and golds of things when it comes to the trust world, get the basics down pat. Get the basic stuff first: the living trust, the durable power of attorney, the living will, the healthcare directive, the pour over will. And these things are like the basic walking, your first steps in regarding into doing trust, and it will kind of help you understand the moving parts of trust before you get and dive into the actual deep waters of what trust really is. Because you don't want to follow everybody on the internet and you're thinking, well, I got this trust and it's a member to my LLC, therefore if I give the money from my LLC to my to my trust, I owe no taxes. And you mess around, found out you actually do owe taxes on that trust once you give money to it from a taxable environment. Okay, so just educate yourself before you are actually trying to get these shiny things, because remember, there are 80 different types of trust, right? And you can have different of these 80 trusts. You can have some of these powers in one trust. So and it's so trust is truly, honestly, catered to the personal goals and mission of the individual, right? It's not just like a template situation. Now, there's templates on how you can get the work started, but typically there's more to it than just here's a template, good luck. As I stated in my last video, behavior patterns is the most important thing that you can be passing down versus just a piece of paper with money in it, right? And remember, it's not about you. It's not about you at all. It's about your generations to come after you. It's not about you. So, yeah, you may not have it right now, but the generation after you will, if you work hard and do the things and put things in place to make sure they can have it after you. Okay. Now, next show, I will be kind of talking about a little bit more in detail on these kinds of trusts where people are trying to take these homes and these lands and put it in trust and then securitize the titles of their titles of their deeds or whatever and whatnot when it comes to this real estate. And it's a lot of moving parts you got to have to securitize these instruments from out of a trust. It's not that easy. Okay, so again, stick to the basics. Stop going over there in La La Land and a treasure at the end of Rainbow Land. Like, stick to the basic. Work your way up to that position. All right, because understand this: a lot of the things we do, if done wrong or challenged, or if we got to challenge it ourselves or maybe put forth a claim, right? It goes to a setting called a courtroom. And most of us don't even know how to even respond to a complaint, which is called an answer, or even file a complaint, right? So please, let's make sure we put things in place so we won't have to be in those positions. Now, I am not immune from this. I've made mistakes. That's why I'm here telling you this, because you'd rather learn from someone who made the mistakes than from someone who has not made many mistakes at all. Okay. And I'm not saying success is minimal, because success is great, but you learn a lot more from a lot of your mistakes that you make or that you learn from others. So stick to the basics of certain things until you get the fundamentals down. So those living trusts, as I stated earlier, that's going to help you get the certain things in place to where if you are incompetent while you're trying to get things in order, your trust can kick in, your durable power of attorney can kick in. And remember, your banks may require different forms for you to fill out. So before, you think that everything is set because you got all these documents in place, there's other steps you have to do to make sure that those other accounts that are out there that you are intending or have put into a trust, maybe you put it on your schedule, so which means you intend to do so. There may be things you have to do with those particular servicers, such as your insurance company, your banks, retirement funds, what have you. They may have ways you can actually make that account or add someone to that account rather, or have a beneficiary to their account in the case you pass away. Certain things you want to do before just sitting back and kicking up your feet and thinking you're done because now you have these documents. Okay. And no, they don't have to be filed on public record. Okay. Now I would recommend you do a certificate that shows that it exists. So if there's ever a challenge in the future, the authenticity can really be looked at like, okay, we've been given notice that this trust exists. So we can say that the full trust that may have been brought to this court because it's been challenged of its authenticity of when it was created, we do have some certification showing it was created at this time, at this point, at this place, so on and so forth. Okay. So again, I don't want to be, too long with this video here because I'm sorry. I have some things. I'm not sorry. I apologize. I am not sorry. I apologize, like my wife would say. I have some things I have to take care of. So, besides you guys getting into the oohs and ahs and shiny things of this, definitely ensure you are getting the basics down, the true fundamental basics. Okay. And if you want to hear more of this content, and again, I think I might do another one later on this evening. I think I might just jab at it because I've been here for 11 minutes, 15 minutes top. And to me, that ain't long enough. I can talk a lot and I can say a lot pretty fast, but I don't think it's enough. So I guess you guys should be gifted another one. So I think I'm gonna do another one. If not on trust, I might dive into another aspect of things. All right. So again, I appreciate you guys. Peace, love, wholeness, and appreciate you allowing me to your space. Like and share and subscribe to the YouTube channel of Living Equity. Listen to us on Podbeam at Living Equity Podcast, and follow us on Instagram at living.equity, and on TikTok at Living Equity, and on Facebook at Turi Ali, man. And as always, I appreciate you guys. Love and light. We out. Peace.